is the selection committee that produced Wike as, should we say, suggestion to His Excellency Atiku Abubakar as his running mate. Now, this whole stalemate, so to speak, because they are deadlocked between Wike and Okowa, and that will now leave Governor Udom Emmanuel in a vantage and safe position. Let's bring you in, Otwiko. This, so to speak, indecision or indecisiveness, whichever one is the better application here, that leaves Wike one side, Okowa one side, and Governor Udom Emmanuel on the vantage position. How do you think this whole thing will play out?
I think I was here to shortly after the PDP convention that produced Atiku Abubakar. I said that I nominated Udom to be Governor Emmanuel to be the running mate for Atiku, and I gave my reasons. I think Udom still stands a better option compared to those two that you've just named, and I want to say that the process that the party has adopted is a faulty one. It's a faulty one because it makes it look like the person is elected. That becomes a college.
Yeah, we elect by 16.
Yeah,
according to the small election.
Yes. So that now makes the person, whoever that would emerge from that process, to see himself as also being elected. By the party delegate now, because that 19 person who voted, who were choosing to go and vote for the vice presidential office, are now seen as small electoral college that will go and elect someone to become the running mate for Atiku. That is a very faulty procedure. Now, when that is done, I seem to see a combustible governance, a combustible presidency, assuming the party wins, with such a structure where the party delegate elected the president who is the president, and then the party also delegate again also elected someone who is a vice president to be fitted to work with the president. So you now have a combustible president. The two of them will now have the entitlement position that after all we are all elected to govern the country by our party members. Now, why do I say this? I say this because, in all fairness to Wike is not an ideal person for the office of the vice president.
May I ask why?
The reason is that you can see from his body language, you can see from his utterances, his outburst, he is more of a combative governor.
And just to add, at some point he suggested Donald Duke.
Good.
Like he didn't want it. He suggested Donald Duke.
And he is sorry to use this word, he is very full of himself and feels that he is the best. And one who is more of ambitious, becoming a vice president, you will have a combative presidency where president and vice cannot say eyeball to eyeball. There will be, from the day one, you'll be having running battle how to resolve crisis in the presidency. You'll be having the president speaking left, vice speak right. And then you will have issues of impeachment threat running in the National Assembly every now and then.
More like what happened during
Atiku and Obasanjo. So for me, you want someone who is less combative as a vice president, someone who is more of a supportive, call it a spreader if you like, use that word, a spreader to the president,
more like a partner,
more like a loyal person who will be calling the president sir.
Like the vice president,
good. I do not see, with all earnest and fairness to Wike, I do not see Wike calling Atiku sir, answering him sir in public event, in anywhere, or calling him my boss. I do not see Wike in that posture. If he does, then it is lip service, because in his nature, in his appearance, he is full of himself. He feels he is the best. He has been combative utterances that he has made severally. He has issues with the governor of Edo State.
He has also had issues with Atiku at some point.
Good. He has issues with everybody that come across his way. He had issues with the governor of Edo State. He has issues with the governor of Bayelsa, governor of Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Ebonyi State. Name every governor in this state, in the South and beyond. Atiku Wike has that issue. One issue or the other. And beyond that, he came up to even engage the owner of that communication, who even
High Chief
who made a comment that touched on all the governors. When he came out to combat that man in the public space. So Wike is not going to be the best vice president to Atiku. Rather, you will have a combative presidency. So for me, Governor Emmanuel would rather be more of a partner, more of one who will support the president, and the government will run smoothly for the country.
Oh, Twicko, let me ask you a question before we go to the next. If the office of the vice president, as many said and has been observed, it's not exactly the office that has so much powers. And many people have referred to the office of the vice president as more like an errand boy. You think Wike, a politician, cannot subject himself to that errand boy, suppose?
I have just told you. I have just told you. Power intoxicates, and absolute power intoxicates absolutely. Wike upbringing, as a lawyer, I have known Wike years. I grew up in Port Harcourt. When Governor Nyesom Wike was the chairman of Obiakpo Local Government Council, he was very humble person, very loyal person. You could see someone who can even lie on the floor for you to walk across him. But suddenly, power has changed him. He became the Minister of Education, and later came back and became a governor of Rivers State. The state, when we had that COVID-19 lockdown, he went around demolishing houses, lockdown everywhere, arresting women on the road, and then he threatened to build a bridge between Abia and Rivers State. And he has stepped on several toes, fighting the federal government, federal minister of aviation, issues here and there, locking white men. I mean, these issues seem to paint a picture of someone who is not going to support
dictatorial.
Yeah, of course, because when he went and demolished those two hotels in Element, I was against it. I said, why would you do that? You have made a law, and if someone has violated the law, the court is there to interpret and then impose penalty. So the one who has violated the law has reasons and should be given the right to fair hearing. But Wike didn't do that, and Wike will not be someone who will be submissive to be calling the president my boss. But I have just told you that.
Let me throw a caveat here. Now, Nigeria is a very complex country, very peculiar set of persons, and sometimes you need somebody who's strong-willed. You need take or leave, somebody who's a bit of a bulldozer. You need somebody who is an action man to get things done in this country. Atiku's a gentleman.
Good.
Two gentlemen running the country. Don't you think it'd be boring? You need an element like Wike to throw in some very interesting thing in governance.
Nigeria in 2023 will be different from Nigeria that we had when Buhari Idiagbo government, the military government of Buhari Idiagbo run the government because he was that posture of was a strong man. And Buhari was, a very meek man, a very quiet and humble person from his upbringing. But Idiagbo was running everywhere. The war against indiscipline was spearheaded by Idiagbo himself, and the government ran smoothly. So now bringing that arrangement, that structure of a weaker president and stronger vice president in 2023 democratic election process, you will be having where presidents has men